Hey, we are live with the Dads Who Lead podcast. This is going to be a quick episode on tapping into your inner child. And this is an experience that I had last night with my kids. And it's something that when we're able to have that level of connection, we're able to not only deepen our bond with our kids, but also heighten the long-term expectations and ability to guide them in the game of life. So last night, it's late. My son has Muay Thai class. My daughter, 3-year-old daughter, while my 15-year-old son's at Muay Thai, we take her to rock climbing, and I've also got my 9-month-old daughter there. And in the kids climbing area, there aren't any other kids because it's like 7 o'clock and it's later than when most kids are up. So we're there, and going in, I was really focusing on, all right, we're going to develop the skill of climbing, the skill of taking risks with my daughter. And this is good. We're going to be focused and intentional with this time. And as the time continued, and being 3, she got a little more fatigued, a little more worn out. I noticed that her focus and distraction was a little off, and soon she started to want to wrestle with me and play with her sister. And before I know it, she's hugging her sister on the ground and rolling on her. I've got her up on my feet. We're just playing around on these soft mats, being kids. And that's really what it felt like. It was an opportunity for me to just be a kid right alongside with them. And there's a myth that as dads, as leaders, we can be the fun dad, or we can have high expectations and put our kids in positions for growth. And those are two different dads. And that is a lie. We can insert the and. We can be the dad that taps into his inner child and the dad who has the expectation and guidance and leadership to take our kids to great places. The question is, what are the steps to do that? And why are some dads able to do that and other dads struggle? And so prepping for this podcast to reflect on what is the number one thing that I can tell our community to tap into your inner child. Because I know a lot of you out there are already hardworking, you're already driven, you're already successful. And how do we tap back into that space of just being a kid and letting everything else go? And it came down to one word, and that is being present, being in the present moment. When we're able to do that, and we're able to eliminate the distractions of phone, eliminate the distractions of TV, dishes, dogs, all the other noise that we have in our life, the bills, and the expectations that are put on our back, and the expectations that are put on the back of our children, and we're able to just have fun, this is when the genuine connection occurs. So going through the Dads Who Lead pyramid, ownership, respect, love and connection, then expectation. Really, the deeper and wider that we grow that connection with our kids, and they know that we're on the same journey they're on, we're just on a different chapter. That's the key. We're just a kid. We're a kid that's 34, 40 years old. Just got a different set of responsibilities, and now all of a sudden we're on the same side of the table as them, and they feel like, hey, this is my dad. I can connect with him. I can talk to him. I can do things with him, and you're enjoying it with yourself as a dad, and they're enjoying those moments genuinely as a kid. They genuinely want to be with you more and more in those moments. And in one of our recent episodes, we talked about creating greater impact in a smaller amount of time. And this is one of the keys to do it, is being in the present moment with your kids and practicing it. And the more that we can practice being in the present moment, whether it's with what we're doing at home, exercise, a conversation, getting deep into somebody's thoughts, the stronger our ability is. And I can tell you this, I can guarantee you this, phones are going to continue to limit and suppress our ability to connect with other humans as things go. And our kids especially. If you can equip your kids with those skills and model for them, it's not a, hey, let's sit down, listen to this meditation, and I'm going to teach you how to be present. I guarantee you, you kids, I'm not going to say guarantee. It's very, very rare that your kids are going to be interested in doing that. But if you can model for them how to be present, they'll start to lean in and respect that tremendously. They'll notice it at a subconscious level. My dad's present. He's with me. When I'm with my dad, it's fun. He's tapped into his inner child. When he has expectations, I understand them clearly and we follow through. But I get him and he gets me. And I enjoy that time. That's valuable. So when you come back and something, hey, we got to leave in 10 minutes and I need you to get dressed. All right, I don't want to let my dad down. There's some level of that's going to be happening in their head. I want to make sure I perform for him. I want to make sure that I'm moving myself in the direction that he's in. Kids are growing so fast with sports and music and the natural evolvement of moving from a 10-year-old to a 12-year-old to a 15-year-old, the amount of growth that you have, that's the rate that they're learning, even going to school in sports, their physical and neurological, mental, spiritual, emotional development is so swift. What a great challenge we have as dads to keep up with that pace of growth, for them to see like, wow, yeah, I'm growing. My dad's growing too. And he's still leading me. Like, yeah, I might be going through and the best soccer player on the team, but I know my dad's working out every morning too, because that's just what he is and that's who he is. So I have a lot of dads ask me, clients ask me, hey, I'm having trouble like really getting down to my kids' level and enjoying the little things with them. And often when I have those conversations, it's during the same time that they're having difficulties with distractions in their life, whether it be finances, work, relationship with fitness. Those things are overwhelming them. They get to that space of being overwhelmed and not knowing the next thing that they need to do, not having that strong direction for yourself. When you have that strong direction for yourself and you're confident in it, and you can shift, like right now, I'm working on this podcast. After this, I'm going to jiu-jitsu. When I'm done with that, I'm going to be going and spending time with my kids. Whatever space I'm in, I want to be present. And I want to be focused with everything who I am directed into that mission. So, my son's 15. This is going to tie back around. And this is going to sound... It sounds childish, and for a lot of dads like me are very goal-focused. It's like, what does this have to do with my goals at all? What is this doing to get me to where I want to be at all? And it's little, small, silly, sometimes stupid things. All right, so last night we got home. My son's halftime with me, halftime with his mom, and I'm back with my daughters at our house, and he's over with his mom. We're just finishing up the night, and my 3-year-old daughter put our Mandalorian character on top of my son's fingerboard on the table. Like, that's really cool. It's creative and it's fun. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to my son. It had nothing to do with what's going on with school, what's going on with your friends, what's going on with Muay Thai, what's your next thing. It was just like, hey, this is a cool, funny thing. Let's enjoy this moment together. The more of those that you can stack up as a dad, of those moments that we're just enjoying this moment together, you stack up 5 of those, having a serious conversation is not a big deal. When we reverse that and we have 5 serious conversations and 1 fun thing, the fun things don't get to happen. Like, no, Dad, you're in a zone of math class. You're in the math class zone. You're not in the recess zone. So this is the goal. I taught PE. I want to be in the PE zone. It's fun. We're learning new skills and there's structure. There's growth. There's direction. Like, fuck yes, PE class. Let's go. Math, it's like, all right, math wins lunch. All right, I know I got to do this. what am I going to get out of here? PE, you're present, you're engaged, you're focused, you're having a good time, and then the bell rings and we're on to the next thing. It's like the time just zooms by. So find those activities with your kids that allow you to be present, have the time just like zoom by. Where did it go? Enjoy it for yourself. Eliminate those distractions. That's going to be key. And know that it's a process. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to be a magical wand and you listen to this podcast and then you're going to be great at this. It's going to be something you may have to work at. And you're like, all right, what was it when I was 10 years old that I really enjoyed doing? And how can I go back to that space and enjoy those moments right now with my kids and my family? Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you're new here, I have a gift for anyone that's involved in our community. It's the Dads Who Lead 5-Day Leadership Guide. Every dad needs to have this book. It is a process to amplify your leadership from the roots up. It's not just a how-to, but it's how to be. Who is the dad that you need to be to create the connection and guide your family to the direction that they want? So go to dadswholead.com. You'll find it there. Download it. And again, I appreciate everybody's, and I'm humbled by everybody's support of this channel. My goal is just to help one dad who's listening to this. And within the coming days, let me know how this journey goes for you. Let me know, send me a message and let me know how your journey is with being present. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a review. It helps the growth of our channel tremendously. And we will see you in the next episode. Peace.